One of the things that I said for 25 years, and that I have often given as a sign to my grad students when they leave me and go out to teach, is what I'm doing meaningful? Does it have meaning for kids? Is the oral language that I'm choosing to do with kids, whether it's I'm going to have you talk about your own personal life, that's always meaningful. It always is, okay? You can cook kids. Food is always meaningful, okay? When adults talk about food in restaurants, you got them, okay? Is it in meaningful transactional? It should be purposeful. It has a reason for doing it. You've got to explain something. You have to give directions. One of my little boys, his project that he did for our water exposition was to explain how water is filtered. He was a kindergartner and he took a huge jar and filled it with layers of rock and sand and put a spigot at the bottom. It was like a iced tea bucket. And then he poured, we put dye in water, and he poured it through this big bucket full of sand and dirt and diatomaceous earth, and when it came out, the water came out clear. And he then explained the steps in purification. That's a meaningful, purposeful task for him to understand. And he was amazing at it. He was a 5-year-old. That's the benefit you have of doing lots of oral language with your kids. They become good at it very, very young. And they all love to talk, trust me. They say. And the other thing is it engaging? I think we're forgetting a piece of engagement in our school. Well, we've all forgotten purposeful. The whole world has forgotten purposeful. And meaningful is like gone out the door in so many ways. But engagement. Engagement is turning on the heart and the mind of a child. You can't ever get to the mind unless you go through the heart first. You know? Unless they buy it. Unless their heart says, ooh, I need this, I want this, then you're going to get to the mind. And we're doing it the wrong way if we think we're going to go to the mind first and then engage the hearts. We have to. So if I want engaging things, then what I'm going to do is give kids choice in what they do. I'm going to give them a chance to have a debate and to prove their point. They love to argue. My 2nd and 3rd graders, we were having a dispute on something that was going on in school, in the classroom, whether we should, well, it was about recycling, because we're at Green School and we really believe in recycling, and we had kids that were having problems with putting non-recyclable materials in the recycling bin and not putting the recycling bin materials in the thing. So these kids said, and the other kids would say, well, I don't recycle at home, why do I need to recycle here? So we had this debate with the kids. Okay, you got your side, go study. Why is just recycling important? You go see. Can you find any information? Poor kids that were against recycling were like, I couldn't find much that says it's worthless or not worth anything. But my feeling is, my mom and dad said, their quotes were, my mom and dad said it's a lot of trouble. We don't have curbside recycling in our town, so, you know, but all of those kinds of things. That's a passionate issue. That's something. My middle schoolers last year, we live in a shrub steppe environment, and if you don't know what shrub steppe is, it's a desert environment that's low in moisture, because we live in the Tri-Cities, low in moisture, but is not as high as a plateau environment, so that you have you don't have as much snow or cold or whatever. And we have an abundance of it around the Tri-Cities, or we used to. And all of a sudden, all of our open spaces are starting to disappear. They're becoming wineries. They're becoming housing developments. We've grown like almost twice our size in the last 10 years. And so our school is very concerned about open spaces not being available. So we created a shrub steppe demonstration garden that our school has built that is all shrub steppe plants, and our kids did research. And now they have written letters to the city of Richland saying, we need more open spaces. We'd like to come in and discuss this with you. And the Open Space Coalition come in and discuss it with you because we think we need to preserve some things. Now, folks, that is engaging oral language. Those are children that are saying, we know we make a difference. That started 2.5 years ago when we had our first Make a Difference Day, and we went in and tore out the weeds in this area and started cleaning it up. So it's really important.